PC gamers kind of rely on gamers, console gamers, not knowing anything about PCs to sort of justify their whole elitist attitude. But yeah, I own a gaming PC, and I can tell you, consoles are superior. There's no getting around it. You can brag all you want about how you... Yeah. I am not playing my gaming PC.
It's been a long time. I think like 2 years now. Right? 2 years? I say you've upgraded since then. You've moved from, I think it was a room to what now looks like to be the boiler room in whatever house you're at. Well, at least if anyone who lives with you is a filthy PC peasant, you can always switch the breaker off above you over there. Cut them out in the middle of their ESO online. By the way, somebody gotta play ESO with me, eh? Here, add me. That's me right there. Please. My magic is weak. I see you got your typical Nintendo fanboy art above you. I bet all of that was a lot more expensive than PC gaming altogether, but hey, you know, whatever. Good taste on the Zelda games, though. Anyway, continue. Continue, Harmon. I'm just so happy to see you. You're looking good.
I am not playing my gaming PC because it simply isn't as good as my Nintendo console.
Well, seeing as how you're living in a boiler room, I could imagine PC gaming isn't your priority right now, so that's okay. That's perfectly all right.
Please understand that, like, you know, I have a high-end PC. I can play everything. You know, I was running the most technical, demanding games on Steam with
no problems.
I was messing around with it. I spent several days experiencing it, picking up games for my wish list, you know, things like that.
It's not as good as console gaming.
Like, it just isn't.
Yeah, here's the funny thing about that. I personally, not that I don't doubt you, it's just, I kind of want to see this gaming PC, and I want to see its specs. I couldn't find anything about that in this video, so I had to look through your catalog of previous videos, and I found one video talking about your gaming PC setup, but you don't even show the gaming PC in that video, nor the specs, but we can see a reflection off of your stupid glasses in that video, and I can't tell if it's a fucking MacBook, but it looks like a MacBook. I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt just because I think you're a swell guy. But if you knew you were never going to enjoy PC gaming, well, why did you get into the hobby in the first place? And I'm really fucking pissed off, okay? Because I was the first PC gamer to discover your stupid channel, alright? It's because of me you got any kind of clout, bitch. Now everybody's riding the wave of Harmon Smith. And he's not growing from it, really, which is great. But now it's my turn to cash in, because I am your daddy, alright? Fuck you, Griffin, alright? This was originally my peasant. Collab with me, bitch!
Really, when you get right down to it, of course, I got a very expensive PC. That's very, very powerful.
I'm getting tired of all this talking and no showing. Whip that dick out. Pull it out on the table right now. Let's see it. Come on.
Of course, I've had a good gaming PC. Of course, I've always had it. You know what I mean?
How can you always have had a powerful gaming PC? Like, when did you get it? What year are we talking about? Are its specs even relevant?
Like, setting it up just meant that, like, I took my Xbox controller and figured out how to plug it in. That's really all I did.
Amazing.
Right, gaming PC. Not as good as they like to say. The selection of games is awful. It's all the same stuff that's on Xbox One.
So does that mean the Xbox One's game selection is bad?
The Xbox One is more accessible. It has more, you know, connects to the TV, things like that.
Things your PC can do?
More memory for games.
Wait. What do you mean more memory for games? If your PC does not have more memory than your Xbox One, I'm seriously doubting you have a powerful gaming PC. Who the fuck gets a gaming PC with a hard drive smaller than the Xbox One's hard drive?
And I think it's the big thing for me that really puts the Xbox One over PC. For me, is that, like, it comes out of the box with more memory.
Then why didn't you get a PC with more memory? Or build one with more memory? If your PC was as expensive as you claim, you should have had the budget for like f***ing 5 terabytes or 10 terabytes.
Tekken 7 alone takes like 70 gigs, right? And I was already overloading my PC with programs of stuff that I need for work and stuff like that, you know, which is why I have it, you know what I mean? Like 70 GBs of fucking Tekken 7. a game that really shouldn't be that big. I don't know why the Tekken team seems to think that Tekken needs to be 70 GBs large, but whatever.
Someone with a high-end gaming PC does not sweat over 70 gigs, okay? 70 gigs is nothing, bitch.
It's frustrating. Very, very underwhelming. It's kind of interesting how quickly I went back to Nintendo gaming.
Ah, yes, the Nintendo Switch, the system with the worst memory.
I think I played my Xbox One more than this. When I first got it, I played like what, Sleeping Dogs, Tomb Raider, two really, really good games right out of the gate, right? Rare Replay, I still play to this day. Like those three games, you know, and The Evil Within and stuff like that. I consistently kept getting new games for it. I got Shadow of the Tomb Raider recently for my Xbox One. That's how much I dislike PC gaming. I could have bought Shadow of the Tomb Raider on sale for like what was it, $20 on PC. I chose to pay more for the Xbox One version.
That boy ain't right.
Well, obviously, if you couldn't even fit that many games on your PC, you were never going to buy that many games for your PC, right?
It's kind of insane, but you know, the Xbox One is more comfy. I enjoy playing on it more.
Did you just glitch in real life?
I don't have to worry about the installation.
Come again? You don't have to worry about the installation? Isn't the Xbox One all about installing updates and patches? Pretty sure that's what the Xbox One's all about, isn't it? You know what? Fuck it. By the way, that was actually DMT.
Really at this point, like the only benefit I see to PC gaming, I don't have to pay for Xbox Live.
You know, I don't know at this point if that was the DMT or if he legit said a good thing about PC gaming and an objective benefit. Well, I mean, that's not the only benefit to PC gaming, but I'll take it.
So that's a good thing. I don't have to give Microsoft money. I'm not giving them money for Game Pass either. That's a scam for another reason. Maybe that'll be a subject for another video.
I just want to point out the hypocrisy of not giving Microsoft money for an online subscription, but supporting Nintendo's online subscription policies and even defending them. And bitch, shut the f up, alright? If Game Pass was on the Switch, you would be praising it. You would be jizzing to it. And don't say you wouldn't, because we all know you would. Alright? I mean, the fact that future Bethesda titles can be day one on Xbox Game Pass is insane. I mean, me personally, I got it for like $1, mainly for the Spotify subscription, but I appreciate the titles, Xbox. I haven't really touched them. I will. Don't worry.
But the general theme, the general reason for it is that like I'm not paying a subscription fee for a bunch of games I basically already own or don't want to play. That's the Xbox Game Pass. Like nothing on it is good enough to justify it. You know what I mean?
Isn't that basically what Switch Online is, though? You'll get old games you already played and basically won't even get to own them. The only difference is Xbox Game Pass gives you an entire library of newer titles. I mean, okay, whatever. Sure, maybe you see more value in the old Nintendo games everybody's been playing for a decade now. The only difference is that Switch Online is a requirement to play your games online, and Game Pass is a separate thing. I mean, you've already justified paying $20 for Switch Online. I don't see how you can't justify paying $10 for Xbox Game Pass.
If you buy Xbox Game Pass, Xbox Game Pass is going to die because every third party is they're going to do take the TV channel subscription route and just start their own subscription service. So Xbox Game Pass won't be able to sustain itself because every major third party is going to have their own subscription service. I believe EA is already doing it with theirs.
Oh my god! Wow! Oh my god!
Which is very, very interesting, and I should talk about that later. But anyway, yeah, I can't even talk about PC gaming without bringing up the Xbox One because
They're basically the same thing.
but Xbox was a lot cheaper. It was a lot more accessible. Like,
Shut up! Just shut up! You're stupid!
Well, no, not quite. The Xbox is a highly stripped PC. It simply has, Xbox Game Pass and its interface, and its library. What? Those are the only things it shares in common with a PC. Other than that, the PC has Steam and PS4 games and emulators and a shit ton of MMOs. I mean, the list goes on and on. There was way more games for you to play on the PC, but you intentionally avoided playing them.
I may tell people that like, oh, I don't want to pay for Live, but that's mostly out of principle. I don't want to pay for a bunch of subscription services. Like when you get right down to it, like I paid more for the PC than I would pay in like what 10 years of Live. Let's see, it's like $60 a year.
Easy there, champ. Easy now. I don't want you to hurt yourself.
Right? So times 10, 600. Yeah, I paid more for the PC than I did for Live. Now I use the PC for more stuff than just gaming, you know what I mean? But I want to use the PC for that stuff, you know what I mean? Like there's no benefit to PC, like despite what you may have been told. Like the mods, paid mods, not as flexible as they used to be.
Wait. Don't tell me that you've acquired mods through payment. Please don't tell me you did that. Harmon, please do not tell me you did that. You're the reason I want the filthy goddamn console peasants out of PC gaming! You! Only an absolute moron would bring up paid mods on the PC, okay? Because the best mods on the PC are the ones that are for free. The most supported mods are the ones that are for free. If you fell for paid mods, that's on you, especially if you're on the consoles.
They have the same problems, more so. Lots and lots of shovelware.
This mofo is complaining about shovelware on the PC, completely ignoring the fact that Nintendo is the king of shovelware.
Amazing how people will to this day rail on like the Wii and like the NES for shovelware while not talking about Steam featuring games like, keep in mind I just opened the page, featuring games like No Man's Sky.
I told you I'm gonna kick this boy.
No Man's Sky is shovelware? Are you fucking kidding me? Do you have any idea the development process this game has gone through since its release? Going from one of the most hated games in the industry to one of the most beloved ones. Can you really blame him for not knowing though? The poor boy could barely do math. Reading may not be, the most comprehensive thing for him.
Monster Train, NBA 2K, this is the sales. This is the sales shit. Like a bunch of shit that nobody cares about. Like Human Fall Flat, Chernobyl, like this is the sales page. Maybe I should look at the featured page to get my point across.
Oh my god, it's so hard to watch this. This whole goddamn video's falling apart. Why do you do this to yourself, Harmon? Games nobody cares about is accidentally looking at the highest sold games.
How weak the Steam library is, and I do mean weak.
You're going to call the platform that has DMC5, Horizon Zero Dawn, Death Stranding, Halo, Crusader Kings, Red Dead Redemption 2, and Half-Life Alyx, you're going to call that library weak? Those are games you don't even have on the fucking Switch.
Like featured and recommended, Command & Conquer Remastered Collection. Oh, that's what they want to sell you. Remastered collections. That's the first thing you see. Doom Eternal, that game that everyone has forgotten about. Blood Rage, I don't know what that is. Civ 6 Stardew Valley, I can get that on Switch. Mortal Kombat 11 Aftermath, already played it on Switch. Elder Scrolls Online, don't care about it. Dragon Ball Fighter Z, own it on Switch. Shadow of the Tomb Raider, own it on Xbox. Total War, that might actually be good. But you know what I mean? Like,
no, I'm sorry. I don't understand your point, Harmon. I don't see a single problem with any of those games. Don't want to play them on the PC, don't get them if you already played them. There's other shit here for you to play. Clearly you found a series that you haven't played yet, right now. I wanted to get out of the habit of pausing at every chance I get to throw shit at a peasant. I wanted to move away from that, but this video is plagued with it. Everywhere is an opportunity, and I can't help myself. It turns me on.
That's the big benefit for Steam. Like, I just get to play older games, or PC gaming. I get to play older games that aren't available on consoles that I own. It's just like any other platform. It's like buying a Sega a Sega Genesis collection in order to play Sega Genesis games that haven't been re-released on other platforms. Like that's the only reason why. It's not superior in any way.
Sure, but some of the best games of 2020 are PC exclusives, like Half-Life Alyx and Crusader Kings 3. The only way I could see that you missed out on the various amount of PC games that come out every single year is if you don't read. And I'm not surprised by that, Harmon.
There's nothing about it that makes it better or more fun or more engaging. Like, no, it's just blind elitism.
Well, no, see, I'm an elitist in the sense that I don't want dumbasses like you on the PC anymore. Because people like you fall for things like paid mods, and then you plague the PC platform with that bullshit. There's no blind elitism here. We have support for mods, we can upgrade our rigs, we have better graphics, we have a bigger library of games, we don't have to pay for our online, we don't have to pay for our graphical updates, we have access to Xbox and PlayStation games, we can use mouse and keyboard, controllers, every input device, you know, everybody knows exactly what makes the PC great. So it's clearly not blind elitism. Maybe those things don't appeal to you, but they are absolutely a step above what the consoles can do.
And I do think this is the case. PC gamers kind of rely on console gamers not knowing anything about PCs to sort of justify their whole elitist attitude.
Wait, I don't gotta justify my elitism. Everyone watching this video is looking at you, and they're probably not gonna blame me. You couldn't even navigate through the front page of Steam. You were incapable. I'm not relying on you being stupid. If you can't navigate through Steam, I don't know what to tell you. I ain't even mad. I ain't even gonna be elitist about it. That's just sad.
But yeah, I own a gaming PC, and I can tell you, consoles are superior. There's no getting around it.
Flawless victory.
So consoles are superior for having less features and less games.
You can brag all you want about how you can supposedly emulate every single Nintendo game as soon as they come out, which isn't true, by the way. I don't even think they have N64 emulators up and running. So you can't even pirate like N64 emulators, let alone a lot of Wii games, Wii U games, Switch games.
Well, I mean, Breath of the Wild was emulated not too soon after its release. Super Mario Odyssey as well. Then, of course, there's this thing maybe you've never heard of called Project 64. And don't even forget about Dolphin. Nintendo has always been one of the easier consoles to emulate. The fact that a Switch emulator came out as soon as it did is proof of that. But you just can't help but notice how insecure console peasants are about PC gamers emulating, especially the Nintendrones. If you thought the Sony ponies were the most dedicated to the sacred exclusivity of their console games, then you haven't seen shit till you've seen the Nintendrones. These guys come in flocks, talking down to people and shaming them for emulation, and then trying to trash emulation when Nintendo literally uses those same emulators built by other people. Necro actually sent me a video that caught my attention, and I couldn't help but figure it would be the next video I have to respond to. Actually, you know what? Here's a little preview now.
Hey Frit, I know that you wanted something a little bit different for this Nintendo video, but I decided I was just gonna work my magic here.
It should be the same thing in this scenario. If you have an incredible nostalgic connection to Super Mario 64, or Sunshine, or Galaxy, don't let anyone on like Twitter or something make you feel bad for purchasing it.
You have that to look forward to next.
Really? You're really trying to pretend that you can play Kid Icarus Uprising on a PC? Like, no. No, you can't.
Actually, yes, you can. Why don't you just go and look this shit up? You have a PC, right?
Without spending even more money that you could easily have just spent on a console with the actual game and had a better experience with it.
Well, as of now, Kid Icarus Uprising is only on the 3DS, so that's Nintendo's problem if they don't want to port it to console. In the meantime, here on the PC, we'll be playing it happily. If Nintendo wants people's money, then they gotta make that port.
Like, you have to jump through so many hoops, right, in order to steal your content.
Jump through hoops? Steal? Wait, I thought you said we couldn't play Kid Icarus Uprising on our PC.
And I do think that's the main reason why people defend PC so vehemently, is that, like, they can just pirate all the content. They can just pirate all the content their piratey little hearts desire
Well, I mean, that's one way of looking at it. But the way I see it is that the PC is so great because it's the go-to platform for video game preservation. If there are games that Nintendo will never port, ever, I can just emulate them, because the hope of those ports ever existing is goddamn pointless. You think Nintendo will ever port Chibi Robo Park Patrol, or the other Chibi Robo that never got a US release on the 3DS? You think they're ever going to port that to the Switch? No. You think I'm ever going to get my hands on those copies ever again easily? No, but that's why emulators exist. Sometimes it's a bigger hassle to get a non-Americanized version running on a modified console than it is to simply bring up an emulator. And sometimes it's basically cheaper. No, not sometimes. Always cheaper. And you know what? Emulation might not be as big of a deal if Nintendo had simply continued to support the library of their pre-existing consoles on every single future console. And if they couldn't do it then, they can certainly do it now.
And then complain about Nintendo not providing these games for free on their hardware. I think this is...
Free isn't necessarily the problem. The problem is a lot of people already bought a lot of retro Nintendo games on the Wii U and even the Wii, and now they have to fucking buy them again for the Switch because Nintendo refused to carry the support of those purchases over to the Switch. Nobody wants to deal with having to buy the same game over and over again, let alone be told they now have to rent all those games they owned previously through the Switch Online subscription bullshit.
This has contributed greatly to the mindset that, like, Nintendo Switch Online is not worth it, even though it's phenomenal. It has lots of great games already. I've been playing several.
Look at this fucking soy cuck who just seconds ago was trashing Xbox Live for a good reason is now turning around and sucking Nintendo's cock. Oh yeah, gee Nintendo, thanks. Thanks for charging me to play online. Thanks for making me pay a subscription service to pay for all those stupid fucking retro games I owned last gen all over again. There is no value in paying for online, okay? None. The value in these services should stand on their own. They should not rely on the barrier of being able to have access to playing online. You're being fucking scammed, but you're okay with it because it's Nintendo.
I was playing Star Fox this morning, actually. Was it this morning or was it yesterday? A while back. Yeah, it was this morning.
Oh yeah, thanks Nintendo for the value of playing, Star Fox for the 14th fucking time.
Playing Star Fox, still enjoy it. Still enjoy a lot, actually.
Did you enjoy paying for it again?
I am so
stupid. Yes, we know.
It's definitely one of my goals in the long run. Is sort of established Nintendo as being superior to PC gaming. Spoiler, it's because they have better games.
Well, I mean, they literally only have their games. Literally.
It's kind of always been my goal to sort of establish that. And I do think in the long run that will be proven true. Like, Nintendo will just keep getting better and better, and PC gaming will get worse and worse. It will become more restrictive, more and more restrictive. We won't be able to get away with this stuff you're used to being.
You know what? No, we're done. We're done. We're ending it here. That's it. Our boy Harmon Smith hasn't changed a bit. I mean, he got slightly pudgier, but that's about it. I mean, I think those are the same glasses. He's missing a little more hair now, and he moved into a boiler room. And I think he was gaming on a Mac as his experience. So what more is there to say? Console peasants don't change, but there is one thing I do have to do. You see, sadly, console peasants cause a lot of anxiety, so I have to go break shit to really let it all go. And I feel sorry for whatever's closest to me right now. Alright, Colt, the time has come. For your crimes of ultimate cringe against the gaming community, I hereby sentence you to emulsion. Do you have any last words?
The Xbox Series generation is about to kick off with a force of the world's most powerful console and